It was quite the go of it, with snowfall rates at over an inch per hour as we went through the evening and overnight hours, and some really difficult travel first thing this morning. But we are starting to see a lot of it start to weaken as we go into the afternoon. You will notice the current readings across most of the area ranging anywhere from 32 to 36. And you'll notice you see a lot of bare pavement out there, even on some of the lesser traveled roads. And so through the afternoon, improvement will continue. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see lower visibility at times and a little bit of a breeze if you're out there cleaning up. But overall, we have gone through the worst of this system, and what is now the last vestiges of it in the last hours of any sort of accumulation. Maybe a few inches in a couple of spots in central and northern areas is what is left now. Winter storm warnings remain in effect through the afternoon, but I suspect that will continue to be whittled away. Bradford up around a foot of snow, Sandwich, and you can notice here it is not only areas up in elevation, but it is spots through the Monadnock region and continuing through the Mount Washington Valley that have seen anywhere from 6 to as much as 12 or 13 inches of snow. There will likely be 1 or 2 spots up around 14 or 15 inches of snow when this does wrap up later on this afternoon. Look in Milford right now, and again, a lot of the more traveled roads, crews have been keeping up with this as we have gone through the morning, and then you get up into the Lakes region where they saw a pretty good hit of snow earlier this morning. There were some snowfall rates at over an inch per hour. This parking lot here in Center Harbor was actually snow covered just a few hours ago, but again, you have that higher sun angle, you have the temperatures near or just above freezing, and improvement really does continue into the afternoon. We're at 35 right now with a northeasterly breeze. That kicked up at times over 20 miles an hour, but again, kind of a 10 to 20 mile an hour breeze through the afternoon. The darker shades here really indicating in a lot of cases where the heaviest of the snow is that is left. Another way to see that is through visibility. And for a look at that, meteorologist Matt Honig is here with more.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, the visibility greatly improving really in just the past hour to hour and a half. We were seeing visibilities down around a quarter mile or even less earlier on today. Now we're up to about a 1 mile visibility in Concord. That's generally a lighter snowfall rate. Berlin sitting just under 1 mile. Still some areas of moderate snow. Manchester over toward the coastline where visibility is hugging right around about a half mile or so at this point. And you can see here on radar there is a little burst of snow sitting just east of Manchester, heading into the Auburn and Candia area, really right along 101. That takes us through Epping, over eventually into the Hampton Falls area. The coastline, still a couple more hours of snow to come after we saw a little bit of sleet and rain earlier on this morning. The snow is basically shut off in parts of the Monadnock region and Cheshire County, with just a few leftover flakes flying there. Same for those of you up into, say, the Alstead, Chesterfield area, into Claremont and Lebanon as well. The snow starting to taper off in intensity. But from, say, Middleton up into the Ossipee and Freedom area, Madison, in Conway as well, still a few minutes left of some steady heavy snow before that starts to lighten up here by, say, around 12:30 to 12:45. And through the eastern slopes of the White Mountains, Jackson up through Glen, Gorham, Berlin still seeing some more moderate snow. But we've generally shut things off in the Franconia and Sugar Hill area. This area will still see at least a little bit of leftover snow later on through the afternoon and evening hours, so it would not surprise me to see an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow, especially up across the northern tier. Here's a look at the storm, where we stand right now. The back edge of the system now starting to cross through parts of the Green Mountains, and this will slowly advance its way eastward here. Really now through about 3 o'clock or so, a steady light to at times moderate snow, but notice the coverage and intensity starting to taper later on today. Few leftover snow showers continue up north through later on this evening. Otherwise, we'll dry things out overnight. And it looks like we'll see at least a little bit of sunshine return for our Sunday, looking better for the back half of the weekend. For a closer look at that part of the forecast, we'll bring back Kevin.
Thank you very much, Matt. And with any early clouds tomorrow giving way to partial sunshine in central and southern areas up north, likely a few additional snow showers, little if any additional accumulation. And it does really set up a much quieter pattern going forward. That same area of low pressure that has been moving through will be kind of get hung up through the Canadian Maritimes. And what that puts us in is more of a northerly and northwesterly flow going forward. It will be sunny and windy Monday, still breezy Tuesday with a chance of just a little bit of light snow. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, breezy to brisk to windy at times. I think Wednesday is going to be another windy day with a couple of snow showers up north. And that really the pattern we're in. What it does effectively kind of suppress the storm track to our south for several days. So it'll be a quiet week, a cooler week, and a pretty good wind for most of the week as well. So maybe a few additional inches of accumulation in some spots through the northern half of the state, but most of this system now over. And what you will notice is kind of some subtle melting, some subtle compaction with temperatures each day up just above 40 degrees, both tomorrow and the windy day on Monday. A chance of a little bit of light snow Tuesday, but that really, it looks like it is going to be the only game in town all week long. Temperatures will be in the 30s to lower 40s. It has been a very active pattern lately, but this seemingly the end of that train of storms, at least for the time being.
I'm going to get a break.
And this accumulation makes up for what we were lacking in February. Is that right, gentlemen?
Yeah, pretty much, right? At times we were 15, 16, 17 inches below average on the year, and this storm puts us right back up close to average. They say it only takes one, and here we are.
That's amazing. I'm really surprised that we haven't had more power outages with the weight of the snow.
Yeah, certainly the wind giving us a bit of an assist there, kind of blowing it off the trees and the power lines a little bit, and also probably the mixing holding down totals too.
Yeah, counterintuitive that the wind is an assist on the power outages. You usually think
Right?
it's your enemy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so we are not done with this yet. We're going to have a few more inches at least.
A few more inches, but I think, yeah, as far as the drama on area roadways, we are continuing to see that lessen. The only kind of caveat to this is some road refreeze later tonight as temperatures dip back into the 20s.
Something to watch.